Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Meat Medic podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Suresh Kawadka. Now, I'm sure there's many out there that are eagerly awaiting to hear my results of my 30 days of ribeye experiment. I'm sorry, it's not quite ready yet. I've got a few more blood tests still coming in, and then I'm going to be releasing the video, hopefully in maybe a couple of days' time. Also, I apologize. I was a little bit busy last week to make lots of episodes, and I've also been busy making my new course and my ebook on 30 days of how to start a carnivore challenge, how to start a carnivore diet. Now, it's all finished. Link in the description. If you're interested in starting the carnivore diet, definitely check out my course or my ebook there. Anyway, let's get to today's episode. So in today's episode, I want to discuss the benefits of cold water therapy. Everyone seems to be talking about it lately, and for the last month or so, I decided I'd actually try and do it myself. Now, I've actually been taking a cold shower at least once a day, and as unpalatable as a cold shower sounds, it's actually really good, and I would actually suggest everyone tries it at least once. Now, I'd prefer to have a plunge bath with an ice bath I can get into, but I don't really have that facility, unfortunately, so a cold shower will have to do for me. Now, here in Brisbane, in Queensland, where I live, the tap water is pretty toasty. It's probably about 10 to 15 degrees at the coldest. So it's not exactly an ice bath, but it's as close as I can reasonably get. And this is cold enough for me anyway. And actually, evidence shows 10 to 15 degrees is probably where we want it. But why on earth would anyone want to go through the harshness, the unpleasantness of having a cold shower or a cold bath when you could have a nice hot shower? Well, actually, cold water therapy has a number of benefits. It can improve immune function, help to get you into or maintain ketosis, help with healing, and perhaps most importantly, improve fat loss. But how do you know how long to spend in the cold water? What's the optimum time to spend? Well, studies have shown that exposing the body to cold water for about 2 to 3 minutes is enough time to get all of the benefits of that cold water therapy. Any longer than this doesn't seem to add much and could potentially lead the body to going into shock, which of course is going to be counterproductive to the benefits we're trying to achieve with a cold water therapy. Now, it's important to note, though, of course, that this is dependent on the individual. Some people are going to find that, especially at the start, 2 to 3 minutes is just too long for them. They might last 30 seconds at most. Others, they might be able to go 5 or even 10 minutes. So when you start out, you're probably going to be on the shorter end. Don't push it. You will become accustomed to it over time, then you can spend longer. I'd recommend start slow, build up, or start low rather and build up. Gradually increase over time. Now, what about the temperature of the water though? Now, as I said, most studies actually recommend a temperature of around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius or 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It's important to note, though, of course, that this again is going to vary depending on your tolerance. Some people prefer a cold temperature, others prefer maybe ever so slightly warmer. The key is to find a temperature that you can manage, that's cold enough to provide the desired benefits, but not so cold that it's really uncomfortable and just horrible for you or potentially dangerous. Now, look, cold water is going to be a bit uncomfortable, but we don't need it to be absolutely just devastating to you. Now, the other thing to think about, of course, is what the temperature of the water you can actually get to. As I said, here is maybe 10 to 15 degrees. I can't really get it any lower than that. I'd have to actually go and get ice and things and put it in the bath. So, what are the benefits of cold showers? Now, I mentioned a couple earlier, of course, but one of the main benefits of cold showers is actually weight loss. The body's got 2 types of fat, white fat and brown fat. Now, most people know brown fat for kids, babies, but we still have brown fat as adults. White fat is the type of fat that we commonly associate with weight gain, whereas brown fat is the type of fat that helps to burn calories and generate heat. Cold showers activate brown fat, which helps to increase metabolism and burn calories. Brown adipose tissue, or brown fat, is a type of fat that's specialized in generating heat through a process called thermogenesis. Now, getting into the science a little bit, unlike white fat, which stores energy as fat, brown fat burns calories to produce heat, doesn't store fat. This thermogenic activity is due to the high concentration of mitochondria, the body's power plants, in the brown fat cells, which contain a protein called UCP1 or uncoupling protein 1, which allows protons to leak across the mitochondrial inner membrane and generate heat instead of ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate, which basically powers all our cellular processes. Now, basically, long story short, what brown fat does is essentially say, okay, I've got a calorie. Rather than using it to generate energy, I'm going to generate heat. And it uncouples the process from the outcome. So kind of like think of it like a light bulb and a switch. Rather than actually generating the light, you're just generating heat instead. Now, the function of brown fat is primarily to help maintain the body temperature in cold environments. But it can also play an integral role in regulating metabolism and our body weight. Studies have shown that people with more active brown fat tend to have a lower body mass index, and therefore lower risk of obesity and metabolic diseases such as diabetes and cardiovascular disease. This is because brown fat burns calories not only in response to cold exposure, but also in response to food intake and physical activity. So it could potentially down the line be a potential target for weight loss and metabolic therapies, although we're not there yet. Research has also shown that cold showers can increase the production of a hormone called adiponectin. Adiponectin is a hormone that helps to regulate our glucose levels and promotes fat burning. And adiponectin is often found in low levels in people who are overweight or obese, and increasing its production through cold showers may help to improve overall metabolic health and help in losing fat. Additionally, cold showers have been shown to be beneficial for people following a ketogenic diet. Now, most of us know what a keto diet is, high fat, low carb, but we're mainly wanting the body to be in a state of nutritional ketosis, where we're burning fat for fuel instead of glucose. Cold showers can help to boost the ketone production, which of course is the primary fuel source for the body in ketosis. Evidence shows that cold showers can also boost the immune system by increasing the production of white blood cells, which we know of course fights off infections and diseases. Now, in fact, a study published in the International Journal of Circumpolar Health found that people who took cold showers had a 29% reduction in the number of sick days compared to those who took hot showers. So, how can we boost the immune system using cold water? Well, basically what we've said. Take a cold shower every day, take a cold bath every day. Just increase over time. Cold water therapy can also reduce inflammation, and evidence supports this as well as improving immune function. So potentially it could be useful for those with autoimmune conditions or chronic pain syndrome, for example, or any kind of chronic pain, arthritis, etc. So how often should you take a cold shower or a cold water therapy? Well, there's no real evidence that I could find or data to say what's actually best. But there's also no data I could find that says, well, there's an upper limit of what's beneficial. So I would probably just say do it every day. I know some people that do cold water therapy, they do it every day. Some do it 2 or 3 times a day. But I think whatever works for you. Taking cold showers or any cold water therapy in any way can have a variety of health benefits, including weight loss, ketosis, boosting the immune system, pain relief, and potentially improving immune conditions as well. Remember to start slowly and gradually increase the time spent in the cold water. Aim for a temperature roughly between 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 to 15 degrees Celsius for the optimum benefits. Now, I know I've just spent 10 minutes talking about cold water therapy, but I'd also suggest you consider taking a hot shower before bed. I've actually got an episode coming out soon on sleep, so make sure you subscribe for that one. But I actually found that having a hot shower before bed makes a massive difference to my deep sleep. Anyway, check that one out. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Meat Medic podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, a like, share, or comment would be very much appreciated. And if you want to support the channel or get exclusive perks, bonus episodes, and early access, or support via my private Discord channel, please make sure you check out my Patreon or YouTube membership programs. Reminder again, my 30-day carnivore challenge, How to Start a Carnivore Diet, is now available on Teachable's course and on ebook, link in the description below. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.